Like, subscribe, comment, and share if you want to delve deeper into the shadows with us. It began on a cold October night, the kind of night where the wind howls through broken windows and the moon hides behind thick clouds. Deep in the woods, far from the nearest town, stood a building no one spoke about anymore, an asylum, abandoned for decades, swallowed by overgrowth and darkness. They called it the Forgotten Asylum. According to legend, it was once a place of hope, where the mentally ill were supposed to find treatment and peace. But over the years, rumors of cruelty, dark experiments, and disappearances spread like wildfire. The truth, buried under layers of neglect and time, whispered in the wind around that crumbling place. Our story starts with a group of urban explorers for friends eager to uncover the asylum's secrets, armed only with flashlights and a reckless thirst for adventure. None of them knew that stepping inside would blur the lines between reality and nightmare forever. As they crossed the threshold, the heavy iron doors groaned open as if warning them to turn back. The air inside was stale, thick with decay and something else, an almost palpable sorrow that clung to the walls. The peeling wallpaper revealed ghostly shapes, and every step echoed in vast, empty halls. It was here that the whispers began. At first, just faint murmurs barely audible, like children playing in the distance. But soon, they grew clearer, voices echoing names no one dared to say aloud. A shadow flickered near the staircase, vanishing when the beam of a flashlight hit it. They laughed nervously, blaming exhaustion and nerves. Yet, when Daniel found a journal, half-eaten by mold and time, the tone shifted. The journal belonged to a nurse named Eleanor, who had worked there during the asylum's last year of operation. Her entries spoke of a patient, known only as number 17, who had disappeared without a trace. According to Eleanor, number 17 was special, said to see beyond the walls, hear voices from a place no one else could. He claimed the asylum was a prison, but not just for the patients. Something worse lurked beneath, feeding on fear and pain. The pages grew darker, Eleanor's handwriting shaky as she described strange noises at night, patients acting like puppets, and the feeling of unseen eyes watching her every move. That night, the explorers heard footsteps pacing above, slow and deliberate, but the upper floors were empty, or so they thought. Tom, the bravest, decided to investigate the basement, the heart of many whispered horrors. The stairwell descended into a void, thick with mold and dampness. The walls were covered in scratches, some so deep they seemed carved by desperate hands. At the bottom, a faint light flickered from a rusty room. Inside, they found remnants of old medical equipment, rusted restraints, and a collection of jars filled with cloudy liquid, each containing something unrecognizable, twisted. Suddenly, the lights went out. In the pitch black, a voice whispered, "You shouldn't be here." Panic set in. Their flashlights flickered back on, revealing the room empty, but the sense of presence lingered, heavy and suffocating. As they fled upstairs, the asylum seemed to shift around them, the corridors lengthening, doors appearing where there should be none. Time warped, disorienting them. Daniel remembered Eleanor's last journal entry, "The asylum is alive. It feeds, it traps." When the friends tried to escape through the main entrance, the doors slammed shut on their own. Trapped, they realized the stories were true. The Forgotten Asylum was no longer just a building. It was a creature, a nightmare made flesh. One by one, the friends encountered visions reliving their darkest fears and memories, each more vivid and horrifying than the last. Shadows whispered secrets only they could hear. Invisible hands grazed their skin. The asylum revealed itself not as a place of healing, but as a tomb of souls. Tom vanished first, swallowed by the darkness, his screams echoing through empty halls. Sarah found herself in a room with hundreds of mirrors, each reflecting a twisted version of herself. She could not tell which was real. Daniel, clutching the journal, heard number 17's voice calling from beneath the floors, begging for release. With only Emily left, the asylum pressed its final torment, showing her the faces of all who had disappeared, including Eleanor, their eyes hollow, trapped in endless torment. Desperation fueled her steps as she raced through shifting corridors, chasing a faint light, hope or illusion. She couldn't tell. At the asylum's heart, In a forgotten chamber beneath layers of concrete, Emily found a sealed door marked with strange symbols. With trembling hands, she broke the seal, unleashing a flood of memories, pain, suffering, and a darkness older than the asylum itself. The entity revealed itself an ancient presence bound to the asylum by blood and sorrow, feeding on madness and fear. Emily screamed, but the darkness consumed her. When the authorities finally found the asylum years later, it was empty, no sign of the explorers or their torments save for a single journal left on the floor, its pages blank except for one line scrawled in fresh ink. "We are still here." According to local folklore, the asylum continues to trap those who seek its secrets. The wind through the trees carries faint whispers of lost souls, and the shadows in the windows seem to move on their own. The Forgotten Asylum is a warning, a reminder that some places are best left undisturbed, their horrors sealed in silence. Like, subscribe, comment, and share if you dare to walk with us through the shadows again.